Okay, let's now look at some of the general principles of cognitive development according to Vygotsky. We've looked at two of his theories and his contributions to the area of cognitive development in children. What general principles do we derive from there? Number one, children actively construct knowledge, provided you allow them to do it. And his theory of the zone of proximal development, his idea about guided participation, all contribute to this. The student will build his own knowledge base, provided he's allowed to do it. He's permitted to do it. So children construct knowledge. They should be allowed to construct knowledge and learn from their own constructions of knowledge and information. Social interaction supports cognitive development. Vygotsky was totally against individualized instruction, isolating the child, was not in favor of the competitive nature of education. He said, have you ever observed children play? They make their own games, they make their own rules, they make their own teams, whatever. They do it on the spot. What does that mean? That simply means that children are capable. We must believe in them, we must trust them, we must expect them to deliver in our classrooms, and they will. You cannot do that on your own, with your mouth shut. You know, when teachers say sit down and keep quiet and no talking, nothing develops. When you interact socially, language again comes into play. Lot of compromises, negotiations, understanding, and even when children don't agree with one another, they may not get along for a while, they know how to become friends again. So it's lots for us to learn from young people. As adults, we need to learn from children. How do they find it so easy to get into an argument and make up again so fast? We need to learn from that. And all that comes from social interaction, which was extremely important to Vygotsky. Cognitive development involves relating new information to prior information. Build on what students already have with them in your classrooms today. Please understand, young people's minds are not empty. You don't have to fill them. There is lots in those young minds. You have to develop those thoughts, refine those thoughts, improve those thoughts, make understanding clearer and better for the students, instead of simply pouring information in their heads, assuming that they know nothing and they bring nothing to the classroom except their physical bodies. No, they bring a lot of mental capacity with them to our classrooms, and we should be able to extract from that mental capacities that children have. Imagine 30, 40, 50 young minds in your classroom. Imagine the potential that is there, and we as teachers do nothing to use that potential wisely to our advantage. Children think in qualitatively different ways at different ages. Yes, children grow. A 2-year-old will think differently from a 7-year-old. A 7-year-old will think differently from a 12-year-old. A 12-year-old will think differently from a 15-year-old, teenager, early 20s, and so on. Yes, children will think differently because they are at developmentally different levels. It is important for teachers to understand the developmental level of the child in order for them to help the children appropriately and relevantly. A child's readiness affects how well a task can promote cognitive development. Is the child ready to learn this? In other words, has he come with the right foundations? Is the foundational knowledge, the foundational information about this concept, topic, skill, whatever you're trying to teach, does the child have the basics so that you can build on it? Because if the child is not ready, you are wasting your time in the classroom. Cognition and language are closely intertwined. Thinking and language go together. How do you think? You think in some language, you think in words. You don't think abstractly. So thinking and language go together. And so, if we want children to develop in a language, we must promote thinking in that language.